Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. The NYBL Finals. Jimmy Cook coming to you live from court number 4 here on Always Live. Freebandz Elite taking on AOT. AOT in the black jerseys. Freebandz Elite in the gray and blue jerseys. Charlie Reisman set to jump it up. Ball is tap controlled. Always live, always real from Atlanta. As pool play continues at the NYBL Finals, and a triple hit right out in front by Austin Colton for the first bucket of the ball game. Jet home, rises, in and out, almost dropped. London Williams the board. Williams has to get it in. He does to Keith Williams. No relation on these two. Cleared that up with coaches to start the game. Now Jet home controls. Home around a screen. Hesitates. Use it for Brown. Malachi down the lane. Circus shot up. No good. Rebound track down taken by Talal Ansa. Ansa up the floor. Lanier shoots. Too strong. Board that time for Williams. And here comes AOT. On the deck, home, shot no good, followed his own miss though, unable to gather it, and here comes Kawhi Brown. Brown, nice bounce pass inside. Good defense though, they'll reset top of the perimeter. Shot off the mark by Omarigi. Lead stays 3-0. All the way to the rim was Jakari Harris. A little bit of contact, but instead it's knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Freebandz Elite. Brown looking for some separation, gives it to home. They work at the top, and it leads to a turnover. Colton will walk it up for Freebandz Elite. Puts his head down, an air ball. Rebound tracked down and taken by AOT. They'll look to push. Left side, 3 in the air, 3 off the mark. Both teams struggling from the field so far. AOT yet to get in the score board. They can't buy a bucket. 0 for 6 so far. Jump ball tie-up called. Arrow will favor AOT looking at their shot at it. Brown trigger in, gets it to home. Home around a screen. Bounces it over. Williams, too strong. Out of bounds. 0 for 8. Cold shooting performance so far by EYBL's own AOT. Freebandz Elite's Kawhi Brown hesitates, misfires. Here comes AOT, made their best chance at a bucket so far. It's a 3-on-2, but good defense once again by Freebandz Elite, and a timeout taken by AOT. They don't like what they've seen to start. It's still only a 1-possession game, though. 3-0 here early. Stay with us. Take a quick break. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. Early stages, first half, and finally, after almost 3 minutes on the bucket from Keith Williams, AOT is on the board. Top of the perimeter, an answer attempt by Colton, not that time. Here comes AOT. Harris, teardrop floater, and just like that, spark leads to a little bit of a wildfire as 4-0 run by AOT out of that timeout. Brown puts his head down, tough shot. Second chance, no, and the rebound this time by AOT's own Jet Holmes. He'll push the pace, lost the handle though, and now it's a track meet the other way. 3-on-1. Extra pass inside, a solid finish there by Tony Messinger. Lead back up to 1. Turnaround, that shot left short, just grazed the rim there for Keith Williams. Here comes Freebandz. On sub, misfired. Board to Williams. Harris faked a screen. Use it right side for home. Now Williams feeds inside, turning, hanging off the mark for London Williams. And up the floor comes Freebandz Elite. Suffocating defense applied. Now it's a 2-on-1. Stopping and feeding inside. There was Malachi Brown to London Williams. And now Freebandz Elite wants a timeout. We'll take another one as well as both teams exchange buckets. 6-5 AOT over Freebandz Elite. Stay with us. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. 11:15 left to go in this first half. 6-5 the score in favor of AOT. Freebandz Elite with the basketball. AOT sits back in their defense. Colton to the rim, wild shot. It somehow falls into the hands of Omarigi. He misfires. Now here comes AOT with that 1-point lead. Stopping, popping, and hitting the triple is Malachi Brown. His first 3 of the ball game. That's 9-5 just like that. Straight away, triple the answer. That time from Kawhi Brown. He's got 5 of the 8, and they're within 1. And another answer. Bang, bang all around for triples. This time it's Jakari Harris from downtown, and the lead's back to 4. So we bring in Bo Estes into the fray. Bo, maybe you're the good luck charm. As you come back into the hot seat there, suddenly it's a 3-point barrage in an otherwise slow offensive game. Just a little over 7 minutes into this first half.
I just wandered into a Jimmy Cook special, man. It's perfect. But, I tell you what, I did like on that last play when the Harris hit the 3, Ethan Davis gives him the pass, but also sets a screen as he gives him the pass. Created a wide open shot for Harris, and that's how you get a guy in a groove.
AOT working inside, and a foul committed by Gabe Omarigi. That will send London Williams to the charity stripe. Bo, and for the listeners that are just joining us, a wild start to open things. It was 3-0 Freebandz Elite, and it took a solid 3 minutes before AOT was on the board. But once they got cooking, it's like wildfire. Now leading 14-8 on a 14-5 run.
The dam has been broken.
Exactly. Falling away, tough shot there by Hollins. Couldn't get the friendly roll. The rebound secured there by Gora Niang. Brown goes baseline, forces it inside. It's a turnover, good steal there. Now Brown up the other way. Kawhi Brown lays it up, lays it in. He's got 7 of the 10. and they're back within 4.
I like the way he ran in front of the chasing defender, sealing him off, and that just gave him an open layup.
Home in some trouble. Right side feeds to Niang. He can't get the triple to fall. Knocking on the door of opportunities. Omarigi misfired on that one. That one was volleyball spiked by Brown onto the deck. Now we're off to the races. Malachi Brown, other end. Scoop layup is good. He's got 5. Lead back to 6. And jumping right into the stands.
That was close.
Was Jakari Harris putting everything on the line. Unable to save it, though, and create a turnover. So it'll stay with Freebandz Elite. Lob pass. Over to Brown. Parents getting into it over there.
There was some concern about an over and back on that one
from the AOT faithful. Collins rises, fires. That triple's wide of the mark.
It wasn't an air ball.
The rebound there taken by Jakari Harris. Harris down the lane. He draws contact. He'll head to the line.
Well, that's again another case of not waiting on the screener there. He had a screen coming. He went the other way and ended up taking a shot while triple team. Now, the positive is he gets a foul out of it, but the negative is that that's not a good habit to develop.
No, it's not. Hopefully that's able to be fixed. Still very young are all these players. But you're right, not what you want to see. That free throw misfire, but AOT controls the basketball on the rebound. The work inside, feed is true. Gora Niang gets that one to fall. The lead is 9, 19-10, largest of the ball game for AOT.
And it's good to see him rewarded because he's the guy who hustled on the offensive boards to control that missed free throw, and then he seals inside and gets a layup. And you're right, it's starting to get out there a bit.
Lanier to the rim. Misfired, loose ball off the feet of a couple players. That'll say last touch by Freebandz Elite.
And you can tell Kawhi Brown's getting a little frustrated out there. His handle was loose on that last possession, and he's going to get a breather and a word with his coach over there because, you know, he's a talented guy, clearly. You just get into a situation where he tries to do too much.
Lazy pass leads to a possible run out. 1-on-2. Lanier to the rim. Misfired. Had a man to his left and decided to take the road less traveled by there. Going to one-on-one opportunity with the 2-on-1 break.
A path diverged on the break.
Exactly. Exactly. Colton able to score.
I mean, 2 defenders came flying at him. He just softly up on the rim. Good things can happen when you get it up there softly.
Not an easy take. But you're right. It's better to be careful and graceful than aggressive and out of control. Might have been a slide over the back there, but we'll play on, and the Freebandz Elite looks to push. Now they have numbers. Let's see if they change their tune. No, they won't, but it'll lead to free throws this time.
It looked like Colton seeks contact when he goes in there. There are guys who know how to naturally draw free throws, and he's one of those guys, and he got a decent look up as well. But on that fast break, he wasn't looking to elude the defender.
No.
He was taking that contact.
Lead stands at 6, 19-13. Left that one short, did Colton. Reisman gives to Brown in between the circles. Brown around a screen. Now Brown on the drive. Wild shot, got a friendly bounce. My word.
Freebandz Elite must know something about Reisman because the perimeter defenders did not cut the drive off there. They were sticking with the shooter the whole way, and that opened up a lane for penetration in that bucket.
Either that or maybe too strong of trust in your help defense. Jet home this time, solid work there, and maybe that wasn't the worst thing as Colton able to steal that one away. Loose ball, last touched by Freebandz Elite. Or excuse me, last touch by AOT, turnover to Freebandz Elite. 21-13 the score. We mentioned that it is a 21-10 scoring margin in favor of AOT since they were down 3-0 to start this, but that's a triple from the parking lot by Austin Colton, his second of the ball game. They're back within 5.
The screen was set outside the three-point line. He took the shot from behind the screen.
That's saying something.
No, that's NBA. That was NBA range right there.
Forcing the issue was Kendrick Lear. He might have gotten in a little bit too deep, but he'll draw a foul. It'll be just the second team foul on AOT, so it'll keep things on the floor, baseline left. Colton to inbound, and he feeds Brown. Tough shot, followed by Omarigi. He got a friendly roll.
He got a friendly release. It looked like it was blocked going up, and it went in.
What's that they say? Sometimes just put it up there at the rim and hope it all works out.
They say it's better to be lucky than good. I say it's best to be lucky and good.
Fair. Fair point. Shot misfired there by Jet Home. He tried to force the issue. Bodies everywhere for it, and timeout granted to AOT. Will take one as well. 4:21 left to go in this first half. Freebandz Elite knocking on the door, but it's still a 3-point advantage for AOT. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. AOT with the basketball. And that 3-point advantage, make it a 5-point advantage, is a shot from the right elbow made by Malachi Brown. He's now got 9. And a player to watch for right now in this ball game. Lanier, he'll try a triple. That one's wide of everything. Board falls to Brown. Brown hits the brakes. Resets to Williams. Williams, a little give and go. Back to Brown. A little circus shot. He got it again. What grace by the 2023 guard. He's got a couple of circus moves like that, and now the lead's up to 7, largest of the ball game for AOT. Holland swatted from behind by Jet Home. He works behind his back but lost the handle. Solid transition defense by Freebandz Elite. It'll be Freebandz Elite basketball. Colton, heavily pressured by Home. Colton able to create a little bit of extra time there. They get it over to Hollins. Under 3 to go first half. In the corner, Omarigi gives it up. Hollins scores. Hollins hits the triple, and Freebandz Elite wants a timeout. It's a timeout fiesta, and we'll take one as well. 2:43 left to go on this one. It's a 4-point game. AOT on top of Freebandz Elite, 25-21. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Welcome back inside the Lake Point Sports Complex. AOT with a 4-point lead with 2:40 to go in this first half. Again, pool play action still underway. We're still a couple games away, or a couple hours away, before we get into elimination play in the bracket rounds of the NYBL Finals. A timeout taken. We'll keep it here with 2:24 to go, as AOT unhappy with the offensive sets that are there. Again, just for you viewers that might be joining us for the first time, again, these are the NYBL Finals. They've been being built towards all throughout the spring in sessions 1, 2, and 3 of the NYBL in Greensboro, in Indianapolis, and in Augusta this year. Culminating here at the finals. Pool play action right now. Those 3 events were qualifying rounds, and now here in pool play, working for seeding before we get into the elimination play with multiple different classes here, grades 6 through 9. Hollins all the way to the rim, lays it up and lays it in. He's got 5. The lead's down at 2. And another turnover. Colton will walk it up. Freebandz Elite has not led since it was 3-0. Colton pulls short, falls right into the basket of Hollins, though. He can't handle it. Here comes Brown. Brown dishes over to Reisman. Back to Brown. He'll try a triple. Off the mark, board to Colton. Make that Harris on the triple. Colton with the hesitation. Teardrop floater up. Wide of the mark. Rebound on Marigi, and he's fouled. They'll say in the act, so it'll lead to 2 shots upcoming for the 2023 center. First free throw good for Omarigi. He'll have one more. Got that second one to fall. And we're all knotted up at 25. $1:15 to go in this first half. Loose ball up for grabs. Who's first to it? It's Omarigi to the rim. Lays it up and in with the finger roll like a gentleman. First lead of the game since 3-0 for Freebandz Elite. Left side triple to answer. No good. It falls to the breadbasket of Keith Williams. Down the lane, Brown. No. Second chance, Williams. Power dribble and jump ball. Arrow will favor Freebandz Elite. No shot clock in the NYBL. So even though there's 45 seconds left, in theory, Freebandz could hold for 1 shot if they want with this 2-point lead. Colton, they turn it over. They did. Threw it away around the screen. Miscommunication between him and Lanier. So AOT controls down 2, 34 seconds to go in this first half. Harris hesitates. Forced it up. It falls to Williams. He's wrapped up. Williams turning, and he's fouled. Is it on the floor or in the act? That's the question. Scratch that. They're going to say offensive foul. So last shot potentially goes to Freebandz Elite. Looks like they're holding for 1 shot from the coaching staff indication there. 10 to play in the half. Colton matched up on Brown. Austin with 2. Austin with 1. Austin rises, throws it up there. Great defense there by Keith Williams. He snuffed it out. Oh, excuse me. No, they're going to say Keith Williams came across with the foul in the act. And we're going to shoot some free throws to close this half. It'll be 3 free ones for Austin. Colton looked like he ran out of time there, but the late contest by Williams leads to a foul. First free throw's up, first free throw's in. What a swing here this could be. Second one good. One more for Brown. Got them all. So that's a way to end a half. Austin Colton gets to go. And the lead is 5, 30-25. Stay with us. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. 16 on the clock in this second half. Start of half number 2 underway here at pool play. AOT with the basketball, trailing by 5, 30-25 to Freebandz Elite. Jimmy Cook coming to you live from court number 4. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Saturday with us here at the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Great defense by Freebandz Elite. But AOT able to break it and lead to a corner triple. Knocked down by Charlie Reisman, his first points of the game. They're back within 2. Freebandz Elite captured their first lead since 3-0 at about the 3-minute mark of that second half, and they have not let it go since. A bucket and then a poor possession by Freebandz Elite gives an opportunity for AOT to potentially tie this thing up. There's a feed inside, and London Williams is hacked. He'll go to the line for 2. Well, we have a second. Want to give a couple special shout-outs. First of all, to our fearless director of broadcast, the great Brian Williams, carrying us through all weekend long to this point. We know he's going to keep us strong afloat as we bring you coverage all weekend long. And then to one of our true runners today, Paul Williams, helping out a great deal on the broadcast. Much love your way, Paul and Brian. All knotted up at 30 apiece after those free throws, and that's quickly broken by the triple from Freebandz Elite. That one misfired there by Charlie Reisman. Inside feed. That one hit with ease there by Lamar Hollins. Harris around a screen. Teardrop floater up. Too strong. Rebound tracked down. Initially taken by Kendrick Lanier. He hit the deck hard there. Slow to get up. But he's back up and appears to be all right. A little bit of a limp there, but he's walking up the floor. 5-point lead for Freebandz Elite with the basketball. Skip in the corner. Loose ball grabbed by AOT. Here comes Colton right in front of us. Colton tried to shuffle it in. Spinning is Williams. Turning. No friendly rim that time. Rebound by London Williams. He can't get it to go. And here comes Freebandz Elite. What an outlet pass. Just throwing up a prayer, but the layup is missed. It's slam time finish, though, by Kawhi Brown. Rising up high for that one. And the lead's up to 7, largest of the ball game for Freebandz Elite. Feed inside to answer. That time it's Keith Williams. Kawhi Brown's first points of the second half. Lead sits at 5. Colton gives over to Brown, who had that follow slam moments ago. Omarigi back to Brown. Swatted away. Try to draw contact. Here comes Harris. Harris leaves it. Brown rises. Triple. Corner. Too strong. Board. Be last off of Freebandz Elite. Looked like Omarigi might have come over the back there. They let him play. And it will stay on this end. Some sub at the table. Goran Niang checks in, and they'll get a breather for Keith Williams. Big fella's been getting some serious minutes to this point. Reisman feeds it inside, and a jump ball tie-up is immediately met by Gabe Omarigi. Arrow favors Freebandz Elite. And they'll walk it up with a 5-point lead. Colton skips it over. There's Lanier for 3. Too long. Rebound secured by Williams. Here comes Harris. Scoop layup, no. Board up there for Niang. Second chance, no. Third chance, this time by Harris, yes. They're back within 3. Plenty of time left, and AOT continuing to stay aggressive, stay hungry on the defensive end, and some smart shots these last couple possessions on the offensive end as well. Freebandz looking for some answers. Brown. Now Colton back to Brown. They play catch. Here's Omarigi. He was hacked hard on the close there by Harris. Tried to send it back, instead got all arm. That'll lead to some free ones for the 2023 center. Friendly roll on the free throw attempt number 1 by Omarigi. We'll have one more. They can't get that to go, so splits the pair. Lead stands at 4. Again, not elimination play just yet. Still into the pool play action for seeding. Brown kicks to Harris. Thought about a triple. Hesitates. Instead, the left elbow jumper is good. Kari Harris, 4.5. 6 unofficially for the game. They're back within 2. AOT looking for one more stop to try to bring us even. Colton playing catch over there with Lanier. They're trying to get it into Omarigi. He's posting up. Skip to Brown. Brown forces it to Omarigi. There's a double there. Omarigi spins, turns, missed it wildly, got his own board falling away. Tough shot, he got it to go. My goodness. Gabe Omarigi working hard for that one, and he's got the lead back to 4. Force feed inside. Williams turns, he falls away too. That one off the mark, and Omarigi's there again for a board. My goodness, Gabe Omarigi everywhere these last couple possessions. Right wing, triple in the corner, hit the side of the backboard. Omarigi there again, force it inside. Brown, no. Second chance, yes. Kawhi Brown, one of the tallest players on the floor, staying hungry for that one, and the lead's back to 6. AOT might want to hit the brakes just a tad. Instead, no, they'll go full speed ahead. And it'll lead to a foul. Let's see if it's in the act or on the floor. They'll say in the act. And it'll send Harris to the charity stripe. First one is good. Harris gets them both. Lead down to 4. We approach 6 minutes in to this second half. Colton being very deliberate for Freebandz Elite. They force it inside, onside, wild shot, rebound by Williams. Harris has Brown in the corner, instead leaves it for Reisman. Reisman, teardrop up, no friendly roll that time, but the board is high there by Niang. He can't get that to fall. Here come Freebandz Elite. They force the issue. Lanier rises, too strong. Rebound Williams. Harris fakes the screen. Instead he drives, forces the issue. Will it count? Nope, they'll say on the floor. And AOT fell asleep there on the inbounds play. Brown caught it, didn't have it in his hands for more than maybe a second, and threw it into his bench. So the lead stands at 4. Austin Colton controls in between the circles. Now Lanier. Kendrick surveys the scene. They have the 4-point lead in pocket, and without AOT bringing out their defense, they're content to kind of sit back. No shot clock here. You see a lot of craziness like this back where I'm from in Indiana high school basketball. Not regularly, but every now and again. You'll have a team where if there's not going to be pressure extended, there's no shot clock where it's going to hold it. They hold by 4. And at some point, who's going to break first? Will it be AOT or will it be Freebandz? Because there's no 5-second call until pressure is brought out. Both coaches kind of looking at one another. Game of chess. This is why shot clocks are useful. No one's learning anything here. As 5 seconds now being applied. Lanier working. He's in a trap. Feed it around. Back to Colton, and now he's going to hold it. Fakes the pass. Give it to Lanier. AOT starting to extend the pressure a little bit, but again, nobody's there. Look away pass in the corner. There's a bounce pass. Once again, Freebandz Elite content to just kind of hold shop. Reisman comes out to force the 5-second count. Colton, though, still working with it. Colton around a screen. 5 seconds approaching. He's got to get rid of it, and he does get around the defender just barely. Lanier gives it back to Colton. And might have been a little hand check there by Reisman. They let him play on. Again, no count being initiated by the official. Colton goes by, a lot of contact, and a foul called against Niang. Colton first free throw up, and it's short. So if you're AOT, you're happy that this lead is not any bigger than it is. It's currently at 4 because Freebandz Elite taking advantage of the rules. Nothing wrong with that, but no shot clock in play. They're not going to apply pressure on you to initiate a 5-second closely guarded call, which is active here at this level. You can kind of sit back and relax. Both free throws missed, so the lead stays at 4, so it took about 2 minutes, but AOT finally gets the basketball back. No points allowed. Harris at the top. Works on Marshall. Harris, floater, no. Rebound high for it was Niang. He'll reset. Triple Reisman, too strong. Boarded that time by Williams. His floater, no. Trying to fight for it again. That time it's Brown. His is short. And finally, Freebandz Elite clears. Welcome Bo Estes back into the table. Bo, I don't know if we're going to have it on this possession or not, but that last possession, you started to see Freebandz Elite take advantage of the shot clock. If AOT will not come out and guard them to initiate a 5-second call, Freebandz is pretty content to let things just stay ticking away. That time they finally kind of forced the issue, but it was a solid minute and a half, 2 minutes. Just holding the basketball. You're not going to come guard me. I'm going to take advantage.
That takes you back to a different time and place in this sport, frankly. If you think about it like at the college and at the pro level, I mean, the Four Corners was made famous by Dean Smith. Several teams used to just milk the clock and milk the clock and milk the clock and force you to do that, and that's sort of what brings the shot clock into the game. You know, you have to have good ball handlers, you have to have good shooters, you have to understand where you are on the court, but if it's effective, why not take advantage of it?
Couldn't agree more. Indiana without a shot clock, you don't see that religiously in high school basketball, but you will, especially in state tournament play.
It's not here in Georgia either, in high school. And it's surprising to people who come here and see it without a shot clock.
Turnover by AOT. They'll say it went off of London Williams. So 5.5 to go in this pool play matchup. Freebandz Elite leads this thing by 5. Jimmy Cook, Bo Estes live from court number 4. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Saturday with us to watch the NYBL finals here on Always Live. Brown, he had a intense putback dunk earlier in this half. Controls.
And you see what they did there, Jimmy. They pressured, they looked, and when it wasn't there, they had the wisdom to step it back out.
The kick in the corner. Jackson a triple in and out, and the rebound falls right to Freebandz Elite. Colton inside, feeds it to guess who? Gabe Omarigi. He's had quite a second half. Largest lead of the ball game for Freebandz Elite at 7 with 4:40 to go. Brown rises. Off the mark, second chance and one. Gora Niang staying with it on the offensive glass, and he can make this a 4-point game if he can convert the old-fashioned three-point play.
Step 1 of that was a great seal out. Step 2 of that was the physical ability to drive through that contact and really, I mean, he's a strong, strong kid out there, really put that thing home. Step 3 was the free throw. He missed that.
He did indeed, so the lead stays at 5. A little more intensity being applied on this pressure by AOT. Freebandz Elite looking for the holes, force it inside. Missed by Omarigi, but he stayed with it and put it back in. He has been an absolute animal on the glass.
Yeah, that helps with rebounding stats too, right?
It does. Another drive, this time by Jakari Harris. He forces the issue.
Now you got to hit your free throws.
Yep.
Now you really, to stay in contact, you know, it's a 7-point game. We're less than 4 minutes to go. how reliable are threes? Well, maybe not so reliable, but if you hit these free throws, you're in this thing and you're really in the thick of it. Now you wonder, is Freebandz Elite going to continue that strategy of sort of milking the clock, and milking the clock? We'll see right here as they bring it across. They're getting across the timeline at 3:48. We'll see how long they work this clock, or if they're just looking for a great opportunity.
And perhaps AOT is going to do what they've done the last couple possessions instead of what they did the first time they saw this, which is sit back, rather stay up in them, initiate a 5-second call, or force a turnover. Lear blows by and one. No, excuse me, going to blow off the rim and make that Austin Colton on the shot.
And they took a good 30 seconds off the clock there. So they milk the clock a little bit, and they get a layup effort. Going to the foul line, just as true as I said on the other end. You got to hit these on this end too.
First one up and in for Austin Colton. We'll have one more to put what would be the Freebandz Elite largest lead of the ball game at 8. Rattles that one in, 49-41. AOT in need of some buckets and in a hurry. Malachi Brown gives to Niang. Niang goes behind his back, splits the double team, scoop layup up, no. Rebound fought for, tapped right to Reisman. Reisman in trouble, in a trap, forces the issue, sees daylight to Brown. Brown hesitates, top of the perimeter, triple Williams, wide of the mark, but he tried to get his own board. Instead, Brown secures it. He has Reisman to the corner, finds him, 3 in the air. It's good! Charlie Reisman from the corner, and they're back within 5 with 2:46 to go.
Yeah, I thought Brown waited a little too long on that dish, but it worked out. He drew the defense in. If you give Reisman time, he's going to knock it down.
He was ready for the catch and shoot. Can they get a stop? It's out of bounds off Freebandz Elite. There's the stop they needed.
So 2.5 to go. Jimmy down by 5. And you see Freebandz Elite sort of picking up softly full court, but that's just trying to milk the clock a little bit.
Harris at the top. Doesn't need the 3. He'll force the issue right at Omarigi. Loose ball. Omarigi's there. Jump ball arrow will favor AOT. The conditioning on Game Omarigi is absolutely insane. I don't know if he sat down this half, but he's been involved in almost every loose ball play to this point.
Oh, to be young again, Jimmy. Oh, to be young. You're still young enough.
Yeah. I'd be winded. Layup up off the mark, and what's the call? They'll say offensive foul against London Williams. And on the deck is the Iron Man himself, Game Omarigi. He might have gotten hit in the eye. Hard to say. He's got the shirt over his eye.
That's another case where I feel like the defense may have interfered with the basket by banging on the backboard and shaking it around a bit, and it may have caused, well, they gave him a goaltend on that.
They did, you're right. Looked like it was an offensive foul, but instead they will put points on the board.
So it's down to a one-possession game now, and it looks like, you got to go to the line and you got to hit these free throws if you're Brown. And I saw him at the line earlier. He wasn't able to knock them down. So this is a pressure situation because it is, again, a one-possession game, Jimmy, and if you miss these, you're opening up all sorts of trouble.
Brown, first one up, first one in. He's had a pretty solid all-around game to this point. If anything, like Bo mentioned, his earlier trip to the foul line didn't go so well, but makes them both there. A timeout taken by Freebandz Elite. We'll take one as well. Under 2 to go in this one. Freebandz Elite 51, AOT 46. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. Under 2 to go in this one. 51-46, Freebandz Elite leads it by 5. Let's do a little game reset as AOT has the basketball down by 5. They have 2 timeouts left, already 5 team fouls against Freebandz Elite, 6 on AOT. 7 is the bonus, and arrow favors Freebandz. Reisman had a big 3 a couple minutes ago. They need a bucket desperately. Brown trying to create separation. He picks up his dribble in a bad spot, and they hand it over to Harris in a worse spot. He has it ripped away. Behind the back pass, layup, got it and one.
Huge
What a
highlight.
play by Hollins to Lanier, and a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play.
Honestly, if I was AOT's coach, 2/3 of the way through that possession, I'd have called a timeout.
Yep.
Because their original set didn't work, and working in their free offense off that set wasn't producing anything except a trap player out top. He has the timeouts to use. I'd have liked to have seen him use one there.
And at the end of the day, it might be what is the final nail in the coffin for this one. AOT still trying to force the issue, though. Harris to the rim, lays it up there, and one. Well, don't clear the plates yet. Jakari Harris headed the line.
That was a terrific move right there. And you notice his footwork at full speed, a spin. He uses his body to create the space and the ability to get the shot to go now at the line.
Converts it just like that. We're back to a 5-point game.
Now, how does AOT approach this? Because they're down and they need the ball, or they need these players on the line.
Well, I wouldn't foul Brown, even though he missed his first couple ones. I don't necessarily hate the foul on Omarigi. He hasn't had a lot of free throws today, so it's hard to tell exactly where he's at. He would probably be the most, if he is exhausted, he would likely be the most drained at this point with how much effort he's exerted out there. But he's pretty well conditioned, so it might not even matter. We'll see. Lead is 5, under a minute to go. 1-1. Omarigi, pure.
Wow. Really money on that shot. Got to box out here, though, because it's still a 2-possession game before he takes this free throw.
Yep. Got to seal and secure. Omarigi good on both.
Wow.
Lead is 7. Ice water by him. ATO got to get it in, and they do force it in. Up ahead to Niang. Niang sees daylight. Euros right at Omarigi and scores.
Now you got to foul again quickly.
Lead is 5. They might try to trap first. Let's see, and instead they'll foul. Probably the right play there, but thought maybe they'd bring the extra help
the trap's
there to try to
fine,
force
yeah.
the turnover.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, you foul. But
You're right. It's so often do you not see teams bring the foul finally and they run out of time. We saw it even in the playoffs this year.
Sure. Well, I tell you what, 12 years before you were born, Jimmy, there was a coach named Jim Valvano. And he extended games, and it helped the North Carolina State Wolfpack win a championship.
Missed the free throw there. Wild drive by AOT. I thought it might have gone off the foot of Williams. I'm assuming it's going to be one of those where there was contact, but instead of drawing the foul, they're just going to call it down here to reset things with 40.2 to go. They force it inside. Layup and one. What a big-time play by London Williams, and they're within 3 with a chance to be within 2 after this trip to the charity stripe.
1-possession game. If you're Freebandz Elite, you have to box out here. You must box out.
He gets it to go. Cuts it down to 2. Final 30 seconds here, and it's going to be a carry out of bounds to AOT.
Now you've got your chance. So do you take a timeout here? Yes, the coach wants to set something up. And remember, he's got another timeout, Jimmy, just in case. So if this original set doesn't work, this possession is so
still got
crucial.
one in your pocket, right?
Yeah, you could look at taking another one if they read your set.
What a turn of events. So out of the timeout. Harris to inbound. Harris gets it in. They force the issue to Williams. Williams backing in. Williams has to give it up, and the last timeout they have will be taken by
Smart.
AOT.
That set didn't work. He picked up his dribble in the post. Boy, a double team could have come, so the coach prevents all of that.
And perhaps atoning for what you pointed out earlier, Bo, where they should have called the timeout then and they didn't, came back to bite him.
Look, it's easy from my position to second guess. He's live and in the game, and I know how tough that is. I've done a little bit of coaching myself. But I think he did make a wise
that time,
move.
yes.
Yeah, he was really wise to do that,
Absolutely.
because this possession, you have to have it. So whatever play you've got that's your best play, now's the time.
As the bell tolls, 25 seconds to go.
For whom will it toll?
About to find out. 2-point lead for Freebandz Elite. AOT with the basketball. Got to get it in. They do to Williams in the corner.
Reisman in now. Reisman in. See if he gets open.
Now Harris and defensive.
3 seconds.
Or no, they're going to say offensive 3 seconds on.
What a call.
Yep.
What a
Tough call on
time.
Niang. And now you're back to the fouling game with no timeouts.
What a call.
One timeout left for Freebandz Elite as they call one. And that's tough.
Well, I tell you what, give the coach credit. He's over there talking to his player, not the ref, because the player did it. Niang did it. Then the coach is having a word with him. Now, he's still having a word with him. I'd like to see some defense and strategy really quickly. But these are teaching moments. At this level, it's a teachable moment.
Yep. And it's at that point, coaches, especially in a pool play game, kind of putting winning over, or putting teaching moments over winning in that case, where,
Sure.
or maybe you already have your set drawn up, who knows. But regardless, taking the opportunity there in a big moment to have a conversation with Niang. So now Freebandz Elite with the basketball and the 2-point lead. They have to go the length of the floor in theory, and the foul will be applied there on Austin Colton.
In fairness, what you'd like to see done there, okay, we're going to foul. They're going to have shots down here. We're going to have to go full court. Here's the play we're going to run there. That's thinking the 2 steps ahead. To something Brad Stevens is famous for in Boston. But yeah, that's what you want in that moment. But, again, it's a teachable moment, and he doesn't have a huge staff over there to talk to his players. So that's just the way it goes.
Colton's first one up. Now the big one to make this a 2-possession game. Got it. Lead is 4. AOT has to hurry. Not a sense of urgency right now. Clock is ticking away. Brown with 7. Brown up ahead. Reisman puts his head down. Won't score it. Rebound tracked down, taken by Freebandz Elite. They're fouled with 3 seconds to go. And it's going to be a hard-fought effort, but Freebandz Elite is going to survive.
Yeah, well, we talked about what we would have liked to have seen happen in that timeout, and that's where if they had had a play drawn up there, you get a little more out of that.
Or even to take
possession.
the second there and communicate a little bit with guys.
Here's the thing. They got a good shot. That shot came with 3 seconds left. They wasted so much time down on this end. That's what cost them.
And as we talked about it, all these kids very young,
Sure.
all these teachable moments, plenty of opportunities. Have little mistakes here and there now, lead to big growth opportunities down the line.
Let's say something on behalf of Freebandz Elite. In the stretch, in crunch time, they've stepped up to the line and knocked down some free throws, and that's been crucial.
No arguments here. As the free throws misfired, rebound Freebandz Elite. Buzzer sounds, that'll do it by a final of 59-54. Freebandz Elite takes care of business. AOT made it interesting. They got within 2, had the ball, and then a tough 3 seconds call on AOT leads to the turnover, eventually leads to the game-sealing free throws, and leads to ultimately for the win for Freebandz Elite.
That was, to me, that was interesting the way that they played that down the stretch. I was impressed with their ability to sort of hang in there and make sure execution was the prime focus. They had a lead, they had a working margin, and it got dangerous for a moment, but they managed to somehow, some way get it done in the end.
And one of the biggest difference makers here for Freebandz Elite was Gabe Oberigi. Victorious today is Freebandz Elite, 59-54. Gabe, first question right off the back. What do you do for conditioning? I know you're sweating right now, but you were involved in every loose ball out there down the stretch. Like, how do you stay so conditioned regularly, and how are you able to stay involved in every play?
I don't know. It's just gotta eat your vegetables.
Nice.
I've got a question for you. You guys, obviously, it's a hard-fought game all the way down the stretch. You guys managed to hit your free throws down the stretch. Is that something that comes down to mental focus for you? How are you able to get that done?
This is both physical, medical, in your head. You gotta be ready.
Do you feel pressure in those moments, or no pressure at all?
Nah. I know I can knock it down.
What was the coaches telling you as they started to creep back in for you guys to close them out?
Just hold the ball. Just let them push up so we can just run timeout.
You guys were basically waiting for 5 seconds to be started to call, and they were just sitting back in their zone.
They weren't playing defense, so we can just hold the ball.
And do you feel like you got opportunities out of that when they came out? You guys were able to get some drive and kick opportunities.
Yep.
Do you see that as tell me what it's like as a player in those moments when the pressure's on and you've got those game-winning seconds, what you're trying to execute, how you're trying to execute?
I don't know, it's just muscle memory. You gotta be ready when you should have it in your heart.
How have you enjoyed the NYBL finals so far?
It's fun. A lot of competition.
Do you like the opportunity of being able to play against teams from all over, whether they're Nike like you just did, whether they're Adidas, Under Armour, whatever the case may be?
I just like playing Nike teams, just like to beat them.
Yeah, it's always good.
Last question for you. If somebody landed from the moon right now and had never seen you play basketball, give us your player profile. What do you do? What do people need to know in 30 seconds about your game?
I'm athletic. I can rebound. I can finish. I can shoot a little bit.
We saw a lot of that today as Freebandz Elite victorious today. That's Gabe Omarigi. Thank you so much for taking the time with us. They're victorious 59-54. He is our always live player of the game. Stay with us. We'll have more after this. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live.